It's great. I mean, it's the highest level you can go. Progress-wise, still learning every day. You gotta learn something new from someone different every day, so it's fun.
You got a pretty good group to talk to with the staff, huh?
I do. Yeah, I know. I'm very fortunate to have the guys that we have down there in the bullpen to talk to, and even some of the starters.
Hey, talk about lefty-righty with a left-hander and the development of getting right-handers out. I know you're working on that. You're all left-handers always are. What are you doing in that regard? What are you trying to develop to make that better?
Well, I think my biggest weapon against righties is being able to get the fastball in on them. Otherwise, they're just going to sit middle way on me. And then the second thing is the changeup. Being able to throw the changeup in any count, especially hitters counts. Mm-hmm. And it to be stay in the zone long enough to where it looks like a strike the whole entire time it's coming in, and then just being able to get weak contact or a swing through. Those two things are big for me right now. I mean, I've got command of the slider. I can throw the slider to both sides of the plate to him if I want to, but being able to get the fastball in there, one, is the biggest thing, and then two, being able to throw the changeup in any count.
What kind of changeup are you using?
It's just a two-seam changeup. It's the same changeup I've thrown all my life. I threw it over the top, and thankfully I didn't lose it whenever I dropped my arm angle down, and so that's always been my bread and butter pitch.
How was making that transition as far as the angle was concerned? How tough was that for you to do?
It had its times, for sure. The biggest thing was making it consistent. Mechanics wise, was being able to find stuff in my delivery, yep, to make it stay consistent throughout. And one of the biggest things was being able to stay down there long enough where the ball can sink and not come out of it too soon, because that's one thing that people won't ever understand unless they try it, is if you don't stay down there long enough, that ball's coming up in the middle of the zone about belt high, and these guys up here don't miss pitches belt high.
And it's all a matter of feel, right? I mean, you've got to have the feel for what that point is and try and feel it every time.
Yeah, you do. I have some cues that I go through in my head whenever I feel certain things, and and that's something that I've had to learn over the past 4 years of dropping down and throwing like I do. And so, but yeah, you definitely feel it.
Give me an example of a cue.
So one of the biggest things is I try to follow my hands. I try to follow my glove. So whenever I start with my hands high, so I try to stay high, and then as my leg comes up, I keep my hands high, and then as soon as my leg goes down, my hands and my leg will follow each other out towards the plate. And anytime that those two get off a sync, something bad's gonna happen.
Do you rely on a catcher a lot to keep an eye on that for you too?
Not really. I think more so the things I rely on a catcher for is to watch hitters' swings. You can see it as a pitcher sometimes too, but he's got a pretty good view of what a guy's doing, and so for me, I know myself better than he knows it, and but sometimes they'll come out there and they'll let you know that they see things that I don't.
Fun to be involved in at this time of year, isn't it?
It is. It's a lot of fun being in the middle of a race, and knowing every time you go out there that any win that you get, no matter how you get it, is a good one, and it's fun right now in that clubhouse.